Hey everybody, I'm still doing some floral preservation today. So I have this orchid who is desperately needing repotting. So I am going to go ahead and snip off these blooms and preserve them today. The reason being, these orchids are probably 8 years old and the blooms are about 2 weeks. They look really, really good, but usually when you hit that last little day, they're going to start to wilt. So I'm going to try to get them when they are at their best. And I have had my orchids for so long, a lot of them were different colors and they have all started to kind of be the same color, and this is the only one that has kept its original pattern. And I think I'm going to make me a little something for myself. So I am going to clip these off. And what I'm going to do, I'll turn this around here, is I'm going to clip each little stem, and I'm just going to give it just a little bit of a stem, about 1/4 of an inch, and then I'm going to start to put that in silica. Now I have used all of my normal wise dry, so I'm using some old stuff that I used to use, and it's only because I only have like maybe 4 cups. I may not even have enough to do this, and if I don't, that's okay. I'll put them in the flower press. But let's get started. Alright, so I've got my handy dandy shears here, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to snip these very gently, lay them to the side. Like I said, I normally let these go ahead and do their thing and wilt and fall off, and sometimes I save the petals, but this guy is starting to have a little bit of root rot, so I have got to get him replanted. I'm surprised he looks as good as he does, simply because it's been so long. But I've had a lot going on, and I've kind of neglected my little house plants here. Okay, so he's still a very, very healthy guy, but as you can see, he needs to be repotted. So these are, they're just absolutely beautiful. So I've got about 6 here, 6 or 7. Alright, so I'm just going to adjust the phone and we are going to get started. Okay, so this is just a storage container, and I have put just a small thin layer down here at the bottom. So it's not very much, just a little bit. We just want to get the stem surface down there. I'm going to add just a little bit more. So like I said, I don't have too much. I need to be super, super careful, but I want all of the edges that are in the flower petals to be completely submerged. So I'm just going to set those down like that. And where these are the same color, it's okay if the petals touch each other. But if you are doing like a white and then next to that putting, say, a red flower, that is going to be a problem, because the red will kind of, as it dries, it will kind of leak over onto your other flower and discolor it. So let's see here. I'm just kind of jiggling them. I'm going to try to move my camera down. So I'm just kind of jiggling them down into the silica. Okay, so that's what they're looking like now. Alright, so I'm going to start very gently pouring the gel all the way around. And orchids are very, very sturdy flowers. Like, I wouldn't necessarily be pouring from this height if I was using like roses, because the petals of roses are very, very delicate. And if you pour directly on them sometimes from a little bit higher height, you will actually crush down the petals. But the biggest thing is I want this silica to be in and around every single petal. I want to get a good dry. And now I'm just going to finish by covering them up. Smooth it down. So I did have just enough. This is all that I had left in this little container. So, all right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a lid on top of this, and I'm just gonna put it in a cool, dry place. And I'm gonna check them back in about a week. Like I said, they're pretty dense flowers, but they're flat. So usually the little thinner stuff, you don't wanna dry for too long. Roses, of course, 3 weeks minimum. But things like daisies and things, sometimes you can take those out within a week. So I will get the lid on this, I will put it in, and here in a week or so, I will unveil those. You all have a great day.